Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've ever been confused about credit scores, hard versus soft credit pulls, how to improve your credit, you're in the right place. We're going to be breaking down the difference between hard and soft credit pulls, the different things that make up your credit score, and we'll be debunking some common myths that could be hurting your financial future. All right, let's bust some myths when it comes to credit scores. First up, let's talk about hard versus soft credit pulls and what the difference is, and we'll clear that up, all right? Soft credit pull is something that is offered typically by your credit card companies. It's for credit monitoring, and it's not the most accurate. A hard credit pull is a credit pull that you are requesting, typically when you're looking to take out a line of credit, sometimes with a credit card, sometimes with a car, sometimes with a mortgage. And that stays on your credit report for 2 years. So what's the difference between hard and soft credit pulls? A hard credit pull does temporarily affect your credit score, but what makes up your credit score, out of 100% of what makes up your credit score, it's probably 5%. So it just follows the ebbs and flow of your monthly credit. It'll bounce back in a month or so. A soft credit pull does not affect your credit score, but it is not as thorough of a credit pull as a hard. Okay, so now let's get into what makes up your credit score. It's not just a random number that's assigned to you. It's actually a calculation that varies depending on the 3 different credit bureaus. There's TransUnion, there's Equifax, and there's Experian. And they all have a different way of calculating your credit score. That's why it's good to do a hard credit pull sometimes. Okay, so the things that make up your credit score is your payment history, basically that you've been making your payments on time every month. If you're 30 days late, 60 days, 90 days late, you will lower your credit score. There's credit history, the length of time that you've had your credit cards open, your line of credit. The longer the better, because it shows that you're stable and you're reliable. The credit utilization, that you are not maxing out your credit cards, that you're not using every last dollar that's available to you, because that's a risk that these companies are taking, because if anything goes wrong, you're more risky than others. There's also a mix of credit, that you have a car payment, that you have credit cards, student loans, mortgages. Those things show that you are a trustworthy creditor. And the last one is credit pulls. How often are you searching for credit? So from those categories, the most important thing to do is make sure you pay your bills on time. And the longer that you've been making those payments, the better, the stronger your credit score will be. Having your credit pulled periodically is really going to affect it a few points, and it will come back depending on your credit utilization and your payments. So don't be scared to get your credit pulled, is the point of it. When it comes to getting pre-approved for a mortgage companies typically take the median score, meaning that each credit bureau has their own algorithm and their scores vary. So they're going to take the middle score to base your file on. All right, myth number 1, pulling your credit will ruin your credit score. Pulling your credit is a small dip into your credit score, and it's a minority when it comes to what makes up your credit score. If you haven't made your credit card payment in 6 months, don't worry about getting your credit pulled, is basically my answer. Myth number 2, closing your credit card will help your score. This is actually the opposite. Closing your credit card actually hurts your credit history, because now you don't have a history with this credit line. So your average length of history with your overall credit lines is going to go down. So that's why your credit score goes down when you close your credit card accounts. Keep them open, cut them up, don't use them. Myth number 3, checking your own credit score will hurt your score. It's actually the opposite. I would recommend staying on top of your credit score. Most credit card companies offer credit monitoring now, and you can get like a monthly email about what accounts have been opened in your name. I would recommend staying on top of it as much as possible with everything that's going on. About all our information is on the internet already, so stay on top of what accounts are under your name and what's open. If I can just add one tip that I would recommend for anybody, is to call up your credit card company every year and request a credit line increase. Even though you're not using it, it's going to help your credit utilization by giving you a larger allotment of credit, and you don't necessarily need to use it, but just having that credit history will help you in the long run. So there you have it. Don't let these myths steer you in the wrong direction. But basically, make your payments, don't be late, and it's a long game. Over time, your credit will go up, and everyone has their own journey. Don't worry about it. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful at all on your credit journey, please hit the like button, subscribe, please, hit the bell. I think that's what they say. And if you have any further questions about credit or certain financial questions, I'd love to help. Let me know, comment below.